Picking up my husband at the airport, I bumped into Brandon Harrison, my ex-fiancé who'd ghosted our wedding 2 years ago to go see elephants in Kenya with his adopted sister. And I was wearing sunglasses, but he still spotted me instantly in the crowd. Alexis Hayes, I'm back to marry you. My eyes narrowed slightly. You are? He gave a helpless chuckle. Hey, sweetie, don't be mad. I didn't mean to ditch for so long. After Willow saw the elephants, she wanted photos, and she's my only sister, so I had to spoil her. 2 years of shooting, and boom, done. I rushed back to fulfill our engagement. That's when it clicked. This man was my ex-fiancé, but seriously, had no one bothered to tell him I married his uncle the same day he ran away? The airport was a madhouse. Brandon Harrison wheeled a luggage cart with one hand, a Chanel bag dangling from the other. Willow, her skin several shades darker, perched on the suitcase, letting Brandon push her along. 2 years in Africa made them look like they'd spent 2 years digging coal, absolutely sunbaked. Brandon used to be so fair, handsome, and in great shape. Otherwise, I wouldn't have agreed to the arranged marriage. But now, good thing he wasn't my husband anymore. I took off my sunglasses, forcing a polite smile. Oh, my apologies. Long time no see. You both have changed so much, I didn't recognize you at first glance. Willow, true to form, immediately spat. Don't pretend you didn't recognize us. You're obviously here to pick up Brandon. If Brandon and I hadn't ditched our phones and gone completely off-grid after we left, you probably would have tracked us to Africa yourself. Honestly, I don't know what Brandon sees in you. You're just a pretty face with nothing else going for you. Willow huffed, turning her head away dramatically. Brandon ruffled her hair, a helpless smile playing on his lips, and playfully poked her nose. You can't be so childish after Alexis and I get married. Otherwise, I won't take you on your artistic journey to Africa next year. After calming Willow down, he turned to me, explaining, she's just got a childish temper. You know her dad died protecting me in that car crash, and she lost her father because of it. Once we're married, we'll be a united front. I hope you can look out for her. Treat her like your own sister. Was he even listening to the BS coming out of his mouth? I rolled my eyes, a silent, elegant dismissal, and flashed the wedding ring on my finger. Mr. Harrison Jr., thank you for bailing on me back then. It led me to a man 1,000 times better than you. And please don't flatter yourself. I'm here to pick up my husband today. Brandon froze. Then he narrowed his eyes at me for a long moment before raising an eyebrow and smiling. Alexis Hayes, do you take me for a fool? The Harrison-Hayes merger was the talk of New York 2 years ago. Every socialite and dignitary was there. Everyone knows you're my fiancé, Alexis. Okay, it was wrong of me to run away and embarrass you, but your reputation is trashed. Who else would possibly want you after this? So that's why he dared to run. He was convinced I'd be a discarded woman, that no one else would have me. He truly overestimated himself and underestimated me. To clean up his mess, Grandpa had to make some serious sacrifices, not just financially with company shares, but also by involving his own son, Devin. To soothe the Hayes family's fury, Grandpa had personally offered to transfer the shares originally meant for Brandon to me. Looks like Brandon had no idea. Of course, spending 2 years off-grid for Willow, not even making a single call home, he wouldn't know any of this. Still, I hope he can keep that smile on his face when he returns to the Harrison family estate tonight. Brandon initially refused the arranged marriage, saying he'd rather die than yield. But then he saw me, fell instantly in love, and declared he'd marry no one else. He shamelessly pursued me for over half a year. Seeing that he kept himself out of trouble and wasn't a playboy, I finally agreed. But before long, Brandon had Willow by his side, an adopted sister he spoiled like a princess. On our wedding day, he got a call from her. Brandon, remember what you promised? To take me to Africa to see the elephants. So, I'm waiting for you at the airport. If you don't come, I'll jump from the top floor. Brandon gave me an apologetic look. Then, without hesitation, he let go of my hand, abandoned the guests, and sprinted away. I received 2 texts from him. Then he became unreachable. Willow's dad saved my life. Willow is his only daughter. I can't let anything happen to her. Don't worry, I'll be back after she sees the elephants. A week at most, then I'll be back to finish our wedding, and we can go to the Maldives for our honeymoon. Grandpa Harrison was furious. To give the Hayes family an explanation, Grandpa Harrison promised me, Alexis, it's entirely the Harrison family's fault for raising such an irresponsible son. Tell me, what compensation do you want? I pointed to Grandpa Harrison's youngest son and the current head of the Harrison empire, Devin Harrison. Then give him to me. This wedding still needs a groom. And just like that, I married Brandon Harrison's uncle. Thinking of this, I checked the time. Devin's flight should be arriving soon. I was about to text him when his message popped up. My love, flight delayed. Just boarded, might be super late. Don't wait up for me. Mr. Davies can pick me up. Love you. Followed by a huge heart emoji. A soft smile touched my lips and my brow smoothed out. Even my annoying ex-fiancé didn't seem so irritating anymore. Brandon stood with his arms crossed, a knowing smirk playing on his face as he stared at my phone. Oh, what's this? Hired an actor? Saved as my love? And flight delayed? Alexis, don't joke around like that. You know I'll get mad. With that, he suddenly leaned in, reaching out to touch my hair. I quickly stepped back, leaving his hand suspended awkwardly in midair. I told you, I'm married. If you keep harassing me, you'll be lucky if you only end up with a broken leg when you get home tonight. Brandon burst out laughing as if I'd said something hilarious. He pointed to my neck, raising an eyebrow. That necklace you're wearing? Grandpa said he'd pass it down to my wife. And you're wearing it, yet trying to tell me you married someone else? The necklace was indeed a gift from Grandpa Harrison, but it wasn't meant for his wife. I married. Before I could finish, Willow cut me off. Is it that necklace? She hopped off the suitcase and pushed her way between Brandon and me. When she saw it was the necklace she'd been coveting, her eyes instantly welled up. She clung to Brandon's arm, her voice dropping. Brandon, I've liked this necklace for ages, and Grandpa never gave it to me. Now he just gives it to some outsider. Grandpa, doesn't he see me as family? I'm just a driver's daughter, unlike Alexis, who was lucky enough to be born rich. Even Grandpa prefers her. Hearing that, Brandon's face softened with apology again. He looked at me, a hint of awkwardness in his gaze. Willow is young, and she's had a tough life, so she's always a bit insecure. Just let her have it. She likes this necklace. Just give it to her. I'll buy you a new one later. I promise it'll be prettier and better quality than this one. I laughed. A bitter, angry laugh. I suggest you get your head checked. If I'm not mistaken, Willow is 25 this year, a few months older than me, right? First, I hate man-children. Second, I hate manipulative parasites who steal from people, and she's both. My words stung Willow, and tears immediately streamed down her face. Brandon will spoil me no matter how old I am. You're just jealous. You're not even married to Brandon yet. What right does an outsider have to Harrison family property? You're the shameless one. Willow was nominally an adopted daughter of the Harrison family, but in reality, she was more like a glorified housekeeper. Brandon had once campaigned to make Willow a true heiress, but Grandpa Harrison firmly refused, so he had to drop it. Because of this, he felt guilty towards Willow. Now, seeing her upset, he looked truly pained. He frowned. Willow is different from you. She doesn't have parents. She only has me. Grandpa refused to let her change her name. That's why she has no sense of security. I cut him off, offering a suggestion. You want Willow to be recognized? Easy. If you marry her, I'll gladly give her this necklace. Consider it a wedding gift from me. I unclipped the necklace from my neck and extended it to Willow. Willow's eyes widened in disbelief, then undisguised glee. She reached out to take it. No! Brandon snatched the necklace away, clutching it tightly in his fist. What nonsense are you talking about? Willow is just my adopted sister. You're the one I want to spend my life with. She's family, but you're my love. Don't say things you don't mean, or I'll really get angry. Staring into those supposedly loving eyes, I felt no emotion except disgust. Not wanting to waste another second, I turned and walked away, ignoring whatever Brandon was still saying behind me. Stepping out of the airport, a discreet Maybach pulled up in front of me. The driver got out and opened the door. Madam, Mr. Harrison instructed me to pick him up later. Shall I take you home first? Devin had been away on a business trip for 2 weeks. Grandpa knew he was returning today and specifically requested dinner at the family estate tonight. Suddenly, someone pushed past me and quickly got into the car. Willow settled herself, then sneered. Didn't you say you were married? Why are you still hitching a ride in our family car? Go take your husband's car. Willow recognized the Maybach. It was Devin Harrison's. Brandon evidently recognized it too, looking pleasantly surprised. After all, his uncle didn't usually bother with such trivial matters. He sat next to Willow, buckled her seatbelt, then turned to me. You can sit in front. Willow was used to sitting next to me. I'll have the driver drop you off at the Hayes estate first. No need. I have my own car. Driver, please take them back to the estate. I have other plans. I pulled out my car keys, pressed unlock, and a Lamborghini Veneno in the distance flashed its lights twice. Seeing me drive off in a supercar, Willow's eyes glinted with jealousy. Brandon sighed. She specifically came to pick me up. She must be upset I didn't get in her car. Then he asked the driver, did Uncle send you to pick me up? The driver answered truthfully, no sir. I'm here to pick up Mr. Harrison. The air hung heavy for 2 seconds before Brandon spoke. What a coincidence. So where is Uncle? Flight delayed. I went to the spa, enjoyed a luxurious treatment, and only headed back to the estate when it was almost dinner time. The moment I stepped out of my car, I saw 2 figures kneeling stiffly, like wooden stakes, right at the front gate. Turns out, after the driver dropped them off, Grandpa Harrison, upon hearing it was Brandon and Willow, immediately slammed his cane to the ground and refused to let them in. Get out! Why didn't you just die in Africa? What are you back for? Brandon gambled on Grandpa's soft spot, dropping to his knees at the door. Willow, to accompany him, also knelt. Seeing me arrive, Brandon stood up and blocked my path. His previously dejected expression vanished, replaced by a smile. I knew it. You couldn't stay away. Did you hear Grandpa was punishing me and rushed over in a panic? I grimaced and tried to walk around him, but he blocked me again, putting on a pretense of concern. Don't go in. Grandpa's still fuming. I'm afraid he'll take it out on you. Willow had approached at some point. She pointed a finger at my nose, her voice accusatory. Are you still holding a grudge about Brandon ditching the wedding for me? You're the one stirring trouble, aren't you? Grandpa usually dotes on Brandon. Why would he refuse to let him in? You're just here to gloat. With that, she lunged at me, trying to grab me. I sidestepped and she face planted onto the ground. Willow landed hard, scraping her knee, and tears instantly flooded her eyes. Brandon pursed his lips, his smile fading. He immediately knelt to check Willow's injury. Seeing she was fine, he skillfully scooped her up in a princess carry and consoled her for a long time until she finally started to smile through her tears. Only then did Brandon remember me. He sighed. Alexis, you're acting so unlike yourself. Willow never means what she says. If you're going to marry me, you need to learn to be more tolerant of her. Just apologize to Willow this once. In the future, I hope you can change your attitude. What? My vision swam. I sneered. Should I also offer some compensation to soothe her wounded heart? A flicker of greed flashed in Willow's eyes. I need a car for getting around. That one you drove today is barely acceptable. A Lamborghini Veneno. Limited to 3 models worldwide, worth $23 million each. Willow really had some nerve. Brandon started making decisions for me again. It's rare for Willow to like something, so just give her the car. Consider it compensation for hurting her. I stared at him, my voice flat. You're truly something. What? Brandon didn't catch on. I said, you're sick. I shoved Brandon aside and walked straight into the house. Stop right there. Brandon realized he'd been played. His face was livid, and he threatened, his voice sharp. Alexis Hayes, I'm telling you now, if you don't apologize to Willow, you can forget about marrying me. Forget about stepping foot into my family's house. Crash. Suddenly, a cane came flying out, striking Brandon squarely on the head. From several feet away, Grandpa Harrison's booming voice, surprisingly strong for his age, echoed clearly for everyone to hear. You imbecile! Do you even know who that is?